Greek mythology is a world of chaos. It's filled with brutal wars, terrible curses, terrifying monsters, and heartbreaking betrayals. But hidden within that storm, there are rare gods who embodied something different: compassion, warmth, healing, and love. Tonight we're going to reveal the 5 nicest Greek gods, the ones mortals prayed to not out of fear, but out of genuine trust and hope. Welcome to Legends Uncovered. First on our list is Hestia, the goddess of the hearth. In a pantheon absolutely bursting with drama, Hestia was the embodiment of peace. She never joined in the endless squabbles on Mount Olympus, never fought, never punished, and never cursed a single mortal. Her entire existence was dedicated to representing home, warmth, family, and unity. Every single Greek household, from the richest palace to the humblest hut, had a fire burning in its central hearth, dedicated to Hestia. It was a sacred flame, and as long as it burned, the home was considered safe and blessed. Hestia was the firstborn of the Titans Cronus and Rhea, making her one of the most senior Olympians. Yet, she was also the most humble. She had a throne among the 12 great gods of Olympus, a position of immense power and prestige. But when Dionysus, the god of wine, ascended to Olympus, the council was thrown into a potential conflict. There could only be 12 thrones. Without any hesitation or demand for recognition, Hestia simply stepped down and gave her throne to Dionysus to maintain peace and harmony. This incredible act of selflessness proved her kindness above all else. Mortals didn't fear Hestia, they adored her, saw her not as a distant, intimidating deity, but as the quiet, steady guardian of their family and their home, a goddess who never harmed anyone. Next up, we have Hermes, the god of travel, guidance, and souls. Now, Hermes definitely had a reputation as a bit of a trickster, and it's true he loved a good practical joke. But unlike many of the other gods, his tricks were rarely cruel or malicious. He was also one of the most compassionate and helpful gods in the entire pantheon. His primary role was as a guide. He guided lost travelers, showing them the safe path home, protected merchants on dangerous roads, ensuring their wares and their lives were secure. And perhaps most importantly, he was the psychopomp, the one who gently escorted the souls of the dead from the world of the living into the afterlife, offering comfort on their final journey. Many of the greatest Greek heroes owed their success, and even their lives, to Hermes. He gave Perseus the winged sandals and the adamantine sword needed to defeat Medusa. He repeatedly helped Odysseus, offering him crucial advice and magical herbs to overcome the enchantress Circe, even when he played tricks. Like stealing Apollo's cattle as a baby, his actions were more mischievous than malevolent. His laughter was gentle, and his judgments were fair. He was a friend to mortals, a divine messenger who bridged the gap between humanity and the often predictable gods. It's no wonder that mortals prayed to him before every journey, trusting him to watch over them. Our third kind-hearted deity is Asclepius, the god of healing. As the son of Apollo, the god of light and knowledge, Asclepius was destined for greatness, but he chose a path of pure service. He became the ultimate protector of humanity. Asclepius dedicated his entire existence to the art of healing. He traveled the land, treating the sick, developing cures for deadly diseases, and easing the suffering of thousands. His skill was so legendary that it was said he could even resurrect the dead, bringing people back from the very brink of the underworld. This, of course, eventually got him into trouble with Zeus, but his intentions were always pure. His followers built temples called Asclepians, which were essentially the ancient world's first hospitals. Here, the sick and injured would come to be healed. They would sleep within the temple's sacred grounds, hoping that Asclepius would visit them in their dreams and reveal a cure for their ailment. Priests would interpret these dreams and prescribe treatments, from herbal remedies to dietary changes to simple rest. Unlike gods who demanded sacrifice out of fear, Asclepius was loved, honored, and deeply respected. He wasn't a god you prayed to for victory in war or for wealth. You prayed to him for life itself, and his compassion became a legend that gave hope to all of humanity. Moving on, we have a goddess whose importance cannot be overstated: Eileithyia, the goddess of childbirth. She was a daughter of Zeus and Hera, and while her mother Hera could be notoriously vengeful and jealous, Eileithyia was gentle and merciful. Her sole purpose was to preside over the miracle of birth. She had the power to control the pains of labor, either bringing it on or delaying it. She was the one who women in labor called upon to bring their infants safely into the world and to relieve their intense suffering. In the ancient Greek world, childbirth was an incredibly dangerous and frightening event for both the mother and the child. Eileithyia was the divine hope that they would both survive. Her role was one of pure, unadulterated care. There are no myths of Eileithyia acting with malice. There are no stories of her punishing mortals or taking sides in petty disputes. Her focus was singular: the protection of new life and the well-being of mothers. While Hera famously tried to prevent the birth of Apollo and Artemis out of jealousy, it was Eileithyia who was ultimately convinced to attend and allow the delivery to happen. She represented a moment of profound vulnerability, and her presence was a source of immense comfort and reassurance. Mortals didn't build giant, imposing temples to her out of fear. They offered her small, personal prayers of desperate hope and profound gratitude. Finally, we come to Eros, but perhaps not the one you're thinking of. Forget the chubby, mischievous baby Cupid with his bow and arrow, causing romantic chaos. We're talking about the original, primordial Eros. This Eros was one of the first beings to emerge from chaos at the dawn of creation. He wasn't a god of passionate, often destructive romance. He was a cosmic force of affection, unity, and fundamental harmony. This Eros symbolized the gentle, powerful love that brings all beings together, that creates order from disorder, and that binds the universe into a cohesive whole. He was the force that allowed the sky and the earth, Uranus and Gaia, to create life. This primordial Eros was peaceful, calm, and deeply benevolent. He wasn't about drama or heartbreak. He was about connection. His love was the force that lifts the world instead of destroying it, the gentle desire that encourages creation, not conflict. He represented the attraction that holds atoms together and the affection that builds families and communities. While the later version of Eros became associated with the whims of passion, the original was a fundamental, stabilizing power in the cosmos. He was the silent, unseen energy of togetherness, a truly kind and positive force at the very heart of Greek cosmology. In a world where gods often ruled with fury, lightning, and wrath, these 5 deities shined with a different kind of power: the power of compassion. We see it in Hestia's selfless warmth, Hermes' reliable guidance, Asclepius' tireless healing, Eileithea's gentle protection, and the primordial Eros' cosmic harmony. Kindness may be rare in the grand, dramatic tapestry of mythology, but as these stories show, it is certainly not forgotten. It reminds us that even among the gods, the greatest strength can sometimes be found in gentleness. If you enjoyed this journey into the gentler side of Greek myth, make sure to subscribe for more stories of gods, monsters, and mysteries right here on Legends Uncovered. Thanks for watching.